bot has joined. Last night me and my girlfriend watched 3 DVDs back to back. Luckily I was the one facing the TV. Cape Fibers. Cape Fibers is now live streaming makers amp crafting yep another chicken. I'm addicted to making them lol. A 5-minute ad break is starting. Thank you for sticking with us through this break. Ads help support my content. Consider subscribing to remove ads and support the stream. Cave fibers. Drop. Cave fibers. Plinko. "28 raiders from Scoobaloo have joined Cave Fibers. Scoobaloo just raided the channel with 28 viewers. PogChamp. Crafty Lady 2019. Scoobaloo is raiding with a shoal of fish. We have come from the sea to slap you with seaweed and hug you like an octopus stuck to your face. Artist's resource. Scoobaloo is raiding with a shoal of fish. We have come from the sea to slap you with seaweed and hug you like an octopus stuck to your face. Am's Craft. Scoobaloo raided. Hijinks. Scoobaloo is raiding with a shoal of fish. We have come from the sea to slap you with seaweed and hug you like an octopus stuck to your face. Mel Cyan. Scoobaloo is raiding with a shoal of fish. We have come from the sea to slap you with seaweed and hug you like an octopus stuck to your face. Scoobaloo. Gotta raid and run to see puppies be back in 5xxxx. Crafty Lady 2019. KB, we can hear you. Cup 0773. Check-in. Cave Fibers. TCC check-in. Let us go. Crafty Lady 2019. Check-in. Cave Fibers. TCC check-in. Let us go.
The folk.
Check-in.
Oh my gosh. This thing keeps changing where my mic comes from. Thank you for letting me know you can't hear me. Hello, Scoobaloo Clan. Hello and welcome. Crafty Lady. I'm here. I'm here. Oh my gosh. I'm here. It's so good to see you online. I missed watching your morning streams. Hi, Ams. Hi, Jinx. Reese Cup. Hello. Who else did I miss? Mel. Hello. Arts Resource. I will get it right eventually. Hello. Welcome in, readers. Welcome in. Hello, indeed. I had to scroll up and make sure I got everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Oh my gosh. I am KB. I knit, I crochet, I tat, I weave. Yeah, I do all the fiber arts. Just about. I've been so hooked on making these chickens. This is what, my ninth one? Bluetooth Athos. Hello. Yeah, I got Miss Mia napping up here. Abby's napping in the kitchen. Thank goodness. She has been like super duper big pest. This is the latest chicken. We finished this one up yesterday. So adorable. I used fingering weight yarn with this one. It is yarn I had gotten as a trip to Chicago. We hit all kinds of yarn stores, and I was just trying to look up what yarn this is because I started working a hat with it, and a bit of a story. It's Vanny. Hello and welcome. Thank you. Welcome to the Fiber family, as I like to say. So I was trying to figure out what yarn this is, as I have misplaced the label. I don't know if I threw it out. I don't know if it's hanging out somewhere. I don't know. But I was trying to figure out what the yarn is so I can figure out all the proper yardage and everything for this cutesy little hen. This is the smallest one. This is the baby. I might have to do a yellow one just as a little chick. This one here is out of, you can tell the size difference. This one here is out of Lion Brand ice cream yarn. It's considered a 3, so a DK weight. This DK weight one, same yarn as this one, the ice cream, but I used a larger needle. And it's fiber fill showing through, so I'm keeping that one because it's not perfect. This one here, a little bit smaller than that one. It's the same weight as this. It's a DK weight yarn. I used Loops and Threads Swirl Pie is the name of this yarn. And then this one here is the worsted weight one, so it's a little bigger. You get a little bit bigger than the DK weight, obviously. Well, obvious reasons. And this is a Red Heart Super Saver. Red Heart Super Saver.
You have almost knit as many chickens as you have live chickens.
Almost. I'm getting close. See, I gave away one. I believe it was red. My sister took a red-gray one. That is the other part of this yarn. I'm using the leftovers of this. That's Lion Brand Mandala that we're currently working with. So I gave those 2 away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I sold one. So I've given 2 away, sold 1, and have 3, 4, 5 here. Wow. I can't even keep track. One was part of a giveaway, 1 sold, and I gave my sister 1 when we went on the trip. So there's 3 gone, and there's 5 here. That's 8. So this is number 9. Phew, I can keep track. And number 10 is already started as well. Have the tail part of number 10 done. This one here, I'm just using leftover worsted weight yarns that I've wound up into a cake. So yeah, that'll be number 10. I gotta have something to do when I'm not on stream, and I'm so addicted to making these stupid chickens. Well, they're not stupid. They're cute. They're cuddly. They're nice to have. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do with. Don't know. And I have other ideas too. Well, I don't want to share that idea. It just might become a specific design. But I also thought I have so much of that size 10 cotton thread. What if I make one out of that and using a yarn needle? How small can we go? Oh, a fletching. Oh my gosh, I have caught so many fletchings. I have caught so many of these fletchings. I think all of I just need to miss ghost type. I need to stop. I'm addicted to collecting the Pokemon too, if you can't tell. There's that.
That would be awesome.
Making it small? Yeah, I thought so too. I'm gonna try. This one here will be made 100% on stream. I know each one of these that I've made, I've done portions of it off stream, and it may not be fair to y'all. So this one here will be done 100% on stream. If I run out of this yarn, as it is the leftover yarns from one of the other chickens, I do have another hank of another cake, as it is a mandala cake. It's called Tweed Stripes. Here, Tweed Stripes, that's the yarn I'm using. I'll leave that label up here. There we go, that looks good. I have an Abby meowing at me. What, baby cakes? Yes, princess. Yes, princess. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. My goodness. Yay! Congrats, Bluey. So that is what I have been up to all week. Oh, I finished the tank top yesterday that we worked on. It is currently in the wash. I don't think I've taken it out of the washer yet. So I probably need to do that when we get to our break time. Take it out and lay it flat to dry. Get those sleeve portions to lay flat. Yes, Abby, what? What? More. Oh my gosh, we're little snack crazy. Oh, that's a bit. Okay, here you go. Oh no, don't spill on my table. She's a bit snack crazy. Yep, Miss Me is sleeping. And today in my cup, let me see if I can get the lid off without spilling it. I have, there we go. I have tea. Yay for tea. And I just put some yarny goodness in my tea. This is honeybush tea. It is designed to be a hot tea, but I put it in a cup of ice. So that is my drink of choice for this show.
Thank you for following Am's Craft.
Am's Craft, hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome also to the Fiber family. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy. So we are Mirror redeeming first. Congrats. Look at that. Nicely done, Mirror. Sliding in there. Hello. We already had a raid. Already been raided by Scoobaloo. Fantastic streamer. I missed your stream today. I'm sorry. Ams jumping in on the bandwagon, claiming second. Congrats and thank you. You made it to second base, Ams. What you gonna do now? Just teasing. Just teasing. I don't know why I do that.
I am sneaky sneak.
You're sneaky sneak. Well, you're a cute little sneaky sneak. I can tell you that.
I saw some of Scuba today.
Did you see some of Scuba? I missed it. I missed it. Thank you for the check-in. I missed it. I've been, you know, if you can tell by the chicken camera, it is wet. It is blah outside. I feel kind of blah, like the weather is being, and it's going to be this way all weekend. It's supposed to be rainy all weekend, all the way through Monday. So, fun. I'll be doing a lot of knitting and movie watching inside. Also, if you didn't know, Manny here is showing you that Michigan Fiber Fest also started today. As you can tell, I'm not going. I could go. Hubby got paid today, so I really could go. It'd just be a quick one-day weekend trip for me if I do. I don't know if Gio is up to going, so I probably won't go. I don't really need any. I don't feel like I need anything.
I love it.
I would go, but I don't feel like I need anything. I have plenty of fibers that I can still put into my drum carder, which is still sitting here, to blend together to make enough bats for next year's July Tour de Fleece for next year. So I have plenty of fibers to play with. You can see there's more than plenty enough yarn back here to make things with. I have a whole pile of yarns waiting to be worked that I have pulled out at some point and thought, oh, I'll do this with that. Left it. Maybe if I leave it here, I'll get to it next, and then something else comes up. And see, now I'm into making these chickens. I don't want to play with those. So, yeah, I have a problem. Hello, my name is KB. I have a yarn addiction problem. I don't know that anybody can fix. Because I've also delved into some paper crafting. I'm creating my very first journal. It's going to be an interesting journal. I'm still collecting things for. I have a friend that has a whole bunch of magazines that I already have, but I don't want to cut up my magazines. So I'm going to use their magazines, the second copy. And I'm going to start cutting and pasting things out of that for my Yarny Junk Journal. I think...
I have a craft addiction problem. My living craft room looks like a craft store exploded. I also have a walk-in
Oh my
closet full of
gosh.
stuff.
We don't want to talk about the closet. And we don't want to talk about the 22 totes that are behind the camera that y'all don't see. Or the shed full of fiber that you don't see. Oh, did I mention there's like 6 totes hiding in the garage as well? Yeah, I have a problem. Yeah. I probably have more than Michael's has. I'm just... maybe I shouldn't have said that. It's on record now. Uh-oh. I might be in trouble. I think I just might have caused myself a bigger problem. So yeah, I have an Amazon wish list, and on that Amazon wish list, I just added a die cut machine and supplies to go with that, and
Lots of stuff. It gives you things to do as well.
problem is I have too many things to do. This doesn't count any of the pattern collecting that I've also been doing for all of the knit, crochet, spinning, weaving books. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 16 weaving books now. I have a problem. I got specific cotton yarn that I want to use to try to weave my own bath sheets. I got it out. I have the warping board out. Have not warped it yet. Have not got my warp set. I just need to figure out how wide and how long I want the bath sheets to be. They're going to be a good size. They're going to be a good size. But they got to fit the towel racks too. So I'm going to take the width of the towel rack, double it, because I'm going to fold it over, and then just figure out how long I want them to be. And we're gonna try to see if handmade, hand-woven bath sheets will be a thing in my house. Like I said, I have a problem. Oh, wait. I see shadows. I see the sun. What is happening? I thought it was supposed to rain all weekend. Is it not? Oh. Maybe I'll get to go play some frisbee golf. Nope. I have too much to knit and crochet. I need to be a little grounded. I had 2 left. This was the wrap and turn. I should be okay. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Randy J. Locks. It's only a problem if you were in denial, lol.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not in denial. I know, I'm quite aware it's a problem. As soon as it starts spreading beyond the room that it's in, it's going to become a major problem.
Randy J. Locks.
Major problem.
So now it's a hobby.
Hobby/career. Hi, by the way, Brandy. How are you today? Happy Friday. I hope everybody's enjoying your Friday. Are you looking for the weekend? Are you going to go to, is there Fiberfest near you this weekend? What's happening?
No, like I said in Scuba S stream, our inventory is not a problem. We've just been preparing for retirement when we don't have extra money to spend on craft supplies.
Right. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to remember that, crafty lady. This is my retirement plan. See, even in this yarn journal, I've been adding in my yarn labels. Unfortunately, not the one I was looking for.
Crafty Lady 2019, how are you doing?
Yeah, that's a mess. Look, I made this little pocket. It has pockets. Yarn label used. Yarn label little pockets. Look, I did it. I got other things going on. I have some stickers. This is the little travel journal I was keeping while I was on vacation. I want to do some journaling about all of that and the beautiful adventures we have, and how much my mom is really a hot rod. Oh my God, is she a hot rod? I get it, honestly. Have to say, I get it honestly. She's, oh my gosh. You get her on that ATV, and oh my gosh, she is like, zoom. I watched her go through a mud puddle, and I watched her hit it. I watched it fly up over her, and it landed behind her. She stayed dry. Ooh, okay, I'll look for you tomorrow. I might come hang out if we're not doing anything. Unless I change my mind about going to the Michigan Fiber Fest and just maybe even head up to the cottage and hang out there for the weekend would be lovely too. Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry to hear you weren't well. Brandy